Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Monday. Hope all of you having a great start to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, there's a lot going on in the college basketball world, and we're going to talk all about it. So as we all know, the Final Four is not until this weekend. It's on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that, like I'm sure many of you are as well. We're probably going to make an entirely separate preview video just talking about those games, so be on the lookout. And you would think, well, there's not a lot to talk about leading up to that point. And if you think that, you'd be wrong. Because guess what has opened up in the midst of the NCAA tournament? The good old transfer portal. You got coaches leaving. You got players leaving. It's a hot mess. And you know what it's reminding me of? College football. College football has always been a chaotic crap show. But basketball, this is the first time I've actually felt like it's getting out of control as well. We're not doing no intro, none of that. I don't got time to waste. You don't got time to waste either. We're jumping straight into this. This is the one and only thing we're going to be talking about. Everything going on. Oh yeah, by the way, I do want to address this comment. So when we were recapping all the games last night, I was showing you how my bracket looked. Everybody in the comments was saying stuff like this. Matt, show the original bracket more. We don't really care about the second chance bracket. Who left that comment? Baller. And like I said, there was many more like that. Thank you for telling me, because we'll start to go over the original bracket more when we're recapping the Final Four. I just thought you guys didn't care about it because I've shown you my original bracket. I'm not going to say it's toast, like it's awful, but I just felt like I didn't care about it anymore because it's only like 70, 71%, something like that. That's my bad, though, for not showing you all my original bracket last night. I do apologize. All right, let's get into topic number one, though, and I already know there's going to be some nerd. And I'm talking to you, Timothy and Bobbity, running in the comment section. Matt, you forgot about this one player. He transferred to Louisville or Clemson. Look, I can't talk about everything. I'm talking about the important stuff. So before you run to the comment section and say what you're about to say, yeah, I probably saw the news, just anything that was worthy of talking about or putting in a video. First things first, yesterday, this news was going viral all over Twitter. People are so gullible, I'll address that in just a second. Breaking, Nate Oates has emerged as the frontrunner to be the next head coach at Maryland, per source. I'm told Oates has become increasingly frustrated with the NIL situation in Alabama, which is completely false, as most of the funds have been diverted to football. Completely false as well. This is the downside of social media. Well, first things first, to every single one of you watching this video, and there's a bunch of people like this, they're gullible. Quit being gullible. Your first thing or your first instinct, whenever you see something like this that sounds too good to be true, sounds crazy, you should try to debunk it. That's what I do, and that's what you should do. But for some odd reason out here, people, they just love running with a story and a false narrative, and that's what happened. This tweet got over 1.5 million views as to when I'm looking at it, over 7,000 likes, and 500 retweets, and like 500 quote tweets. What are we doing? There's no way. Oh, by the way, this is a fake account. It's not even like it's from a real account. It's a fake account. Anybody can buy a check mark. It's not even like it makes logical sense. It makes zero sense whatsoever. Alabama is paying Nate Oates a crap ton of money. They're about to build him a new basketball gym. To go on top of that, he loves it there. His family loves it there. They're giving him so much money in the NIL department. Why would he leave? I'm not going to talk about this too long. I'm only addressing it because there's people sending it to me left and right. No, it's not true. It's not real. That's all I'm going to say about that. Moving along here to our second topic. This one caught me off guard. Kentucky's guard, Kerr Kriisa, who is a star at Arizona, he's entering the NCAA transfer portal. Now, some of you watching this video or listening are going, where have I heard that name before? Kerr Kriisa. And you're thinking that because you heard of him at Arizona. This most recent season at Kentucky, he didn't play at all due to an injury. Let me tell you something about old Kriisa, though. I love his attitude. Although he was hurt all year long and he wanted to be out there and play, I believe he's a senior, graduate senior, something like that, along those lines. He always was the first guy off the bench, pepping the guys up. He was a great teammate. I want to give him his respect and flowers because it's not exactly the easiest thing to do in the world when you're hurt, especially when you're a senior, and you want to be out there playing with your buddies. Shout out to Kriisa. I never really thought it was a great fit at Kentucky. I was wishing him best of luck when he transferred there. Long story short, doesn't play. Here's the biggest question. Where is he going to end up? I don't know, man. I really don't. Let me know in the comment section. I don't know what his ceiling is. Could he be a starter at a top-tier school in the best basketball conference in the world in the SEC? I don't know. I think he could probably play at a school like Ole Miss and Arkansas, Vanderbilt, schools like that. And yes, I know he played at West Virginia, but he spent the majority of his time at Arizona. Moving along here to our next topic, Kansas starting guard Rylan Griffin. He's entering the portal. Saw this one coming from 10,000 miles away. He played in 33 games this year for Kansas, starting in 20 of them, so that's more than half, and he was awful. This guy stunk it up. And I remember like it was yesterday, for those of you who don't know, he was a very key player in Alabama's Final Four team last year. Then the news comes out, he's transferring to Kansas. I wasn't wishing any ill will on Rylan Griffin for leaving Alabama because y'all know I'm a Bama fan. I could care less where these guys play their college ball at. It doesn't affect me. But at the same time, it was a head scratcher. You are a starter on a team that just made the Final Four. It doesn't get any better than that. And it's not like his role was very insignificant. He was averaging, what was it, like 13, I think it was 11, 12, 13 points for Alabama. One of the best shooters. If you kept up with Alabama basketball, you knew how important Rylan Griffin was to the team. So you had a big role on one of the best teams in the nation, and you're leaving? Shaking my head. Still to this day. I hope some of my younger people learn from this. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. I would understand it if Alabama was getting booted out in the first round or the second round. But you're talking about a team who has made it to the Sweet 16 the past 3 years. Come on, man. What was you thinking? I digress. Leaves Bama, goes to Kansas. He was pitiful all year long. I hated to see it. The fall off of Rylan Griffin needs to be studied. There's 3 big questions we have to answer. Number 1, is Rylan Griffin interested in transferring back to Alabama? Number 2, is Alabama and Nate Oates even interested in bringing him back? And number 3, would Alabama fans welcome, and I'm talking to you watching this video, Rylan Griffin back to the team? To answer the question, do I think Rylan Griffin is interested in going back to Bama? Don't know, because I don't know what his headspace is. I was shocked to see him leave last year, so I don't know what's going on up there. Secondly, do I think Nate Oates and Alabama is interested in bringing him back? If I had to give you my best educated guess, I'd say probably not. Nate Oates has leverage against Rylan Griffin, and that leverage is he doesn't need him. And I don't think it's a petty thing. I think Nate Oates is going to have the mentality of, hey, you bet on us once, we don't want you back. I could be wrong on that. That's my gut feeling. And lastly, as an Alabama fan myself, I can't speak for you, but can speak for me. Yeah, of course I'd welcome him back. If he realizes he's made a mistake, he wants to come back home, I'm all here for it. Because it's not like he trashed Alabama or anything like that, so I'd be cool with it. Moving along here to our next topic. Yeah, this one's really shocking because you have to know the lore behind it. Big Z from Arkansas has entered the transfer portal. If you don't know a lot about him and Coach Cal, you're probably like, well, Matt, I saw this one coming, man. He didn't play a lot, especially in the March Madness run. Kind of a non-factor at times. But him and Coach Cal, they're like peanut butter and jelly. They get along great. Coach Calipari's the only reason he went to Kentucky, and he's the only reason he went to Arkansas. They're almost like best friends. I've never seen a player get along with Coach Calipari more than Big Z. Z loves Calipari. They're always joking, always laughing. Seems like a great relationship. So this one does shock me to see him enter the portal and leave and go elsewhere. I can't even blame Cal for not playing him as much as he did in the March Madness run because he shoots too many threes for my liking. When he hits them, it's great, but he's not always hitting them. He's very weak in the post, and he's also clumsy at times. I'll leave it at this. He's an intriguing player. Let me know your thoughts on that. Moving along here. I don't talk about this too much. Found it interesting. So Trae Young, former Oklahoma star, he has now been hired as the assistant general manager of the basketball team. In other terms, this is some loophole that Steph Curry's even doing at Davidson where you can accept this role and be a, I guess you'd say, not just a donator, but a contributor to the NIL funds. And that's what's going on because Trae Young is now going to be donating $1 million. Pretty cool, but also it goes to show you how corrupt college athletics is. We have 2 more topics to go over. I'd say this is arguably the biggest news of the day. North Carolina star guard Elliot Cadeau, he's entering the, or not entering the portal, my bad. He's already entered the portal. He's heading to Michigan. I had a few of you send this to me. Shout out to y'all. Do I think this is a good pickup for Michigan? Probably know what I'm about to say next. Not really. Let me explain. I watched dang near every single North Carolina game this year. I rarely miss any big-time schools play any college basketball games that are nationally televised. My problem with Elliot Cadeau is he's an undersized point guard, which is fine if you can shoot. You know what I'm about to say next, right? He can't shoot. In the big 2025, a undersized point guard that can't shoot is a recipe for failure. You know it, and I know it. Whether you want to come to terms with reality or not, that's up to you. Me personally, if I was a head coach, wouldn't touch this guy with a 10-foot pole. I can't have a guard that can't shoot. It's just not plausible. Y'all may think I'm gassing it. I'm not. There were multiple times this year where teams were giving him the Ben Simmons treatment. If you don't know what the Ben Simmons treatment is, they were leaving him wide open. They were wanting him to shoot. It was actually pretty sad to watch, and low-key, I felt bad for the guy because that's got to do something to your confidence. Can he improve on his shooting? Of course, but my whole philosophy is if you've gotten this far in your basketball career, I'm talking about you're in college and you can't shoot consistently, you're just not a good shooter. Nothing's going to change. He may do good at Michigan this year. I guess I'll wait and see. Last but not least, before we end out this video, not major news, but I'd say pretty big news. Alabama just landed a commitment from a 7-foot transfer. Here's a kicker. He is the reigning Patriot League Player of the Year, averaged over 17 points and 7 rebounds per game. Shot 54% from the field. Great pickup for Nate Oates. This Alabama basketball program isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Many more things I could say. Want it off here. Let me know your thoughts on us down below. But